I just want to start by saying it has been such a pleasure to be able to organize with SJP and with Donia specifically. We are so lucky that here at the University of Minnesota that we have such strong Palestinian leadership to guide us, so thank you for that. But I am Gillian. I'm a member of the Twin Cities chapter of Students for a Democratic Society, and I'm also one of the SDS representatives in the Free Palestine Coalition, and have been organizing with them since its conception in early November. Since October 7th, SDS has been boots on the ground, as I'm sure most of us doing anti-imperialist organizing also have been. We officially switched our campaign to focus on a free Palestine in October, specifically demanding the university to divest. As Donia explained, SDS helped form and join the University of Minnesota Divest Coalition. And since our big win with the referendum vote, we have not received any acknowledgement from the administration. We're trying to use this momentum that we have right now and continue to try to get admin to listen to our demands. And we have great leverage. But currently, we're trying to get the undergrad student government to try to pass a divestment resolution similar to the one on the ballot, because that will give us a push to the Board of Regents, and by going through the proper channels, we will have an even greater chance of the Board of Regents divesting. But we are not letting this replace our actions in the streets and our movement building work, because we know that this is a necessary route to take in our campaign. And other universities across the country are actually divesting, like University of California, Davis and Brown. So we see this as a realistic and tangible goal. But looking back on our broader fight for divestment, SDS has been organizing lots of actions and events on campus. We have had several rallies and die-ins on campus that have been very well attended, even in the freezing cold. Many of our actions have targeted companies on campus that support Israel. For example, we have projected messages onto Starbucks and McDonald's saying things like "Free Palestine" or "Kids' meals for kid killers." We have participated in several national walkouts for Palestine, which has been a really good way for us to show solidarity with other activists. We have done bannerings around campus, and my personal favorite, we have disrupted the Board of Regents meetings. This is a fantastic way to speak to them directly. And we have distributed materials that include our demands. We have shown up with bloody hands, and we have even been threatened with arrest at these meetings. It is clear that they don't want us doing this work, and they do not want to listen. But this, for us, is all the more reason to keep fighting. Over the past 2 semesters, we have mobilized hundreds of students, and we are so disheartened that we have had to put so much work into protesting an ongoing genocide and the ethnic cleansing of an entire group of people. But what this has taught us is that our movement is strong and that it will continue to grow. But despite the support from the majority of students on campus, shown by our election results, we have faced an enormous amount of political repression on campus. Political repression is attacks on activists, organizers, and movements, led by the police, courts, higher government bodies. It is intended to kill the movement by taking down its leaders. And it can take many forms, and is something that we've become all too familiar with lately in the fight for a free Palestine. SDS has a long history of political repression, but our chapter has been experiencing it at an escalated level ever since we started doing Palestine work. Currently, we've been put on probation. The official reason that we've been given is that we've violated the university's flyering policies by hanging up flyers where we weren't authorized. And for those of you who haven't been on a college campus in a while, there are flyers hanging up literally everywhere. And every student group hangs up flyers in the bathrooms, at bus stops, and other places that are unauthorized. But do you think that these student groups that aren't speaking out about Palestine are getting reprimanded the way that we are? We know that this is not really about hanging up flyers. The U of M administration has been attacking Palestine activism every which way they can. Faculty are getting their jobs threatened. Other professors, students, and groups on campus are putting in so much energy and resources to try to tear down the pro-Palestine movement. And I also want to add that this probation came at a suspicious time. Immediately after, we held a disruptive die-in the middle of the Student Union building to bring attention to the loss of life happening in Gaza. Supposedly, though, this action had nothing to do with our probation. So we have been running in circles, attending meeting after meeting, sending email after email, trying to defend ourselves and figure out what ground the university has. And so we filed a Freedom of Information request to find out specifically what the university stated as our reason for probation. And we found that someone had anonymously reported our posters for being anti-Semitic because they said, "From the river to the sea." This is absolutely disgusting. And I'm sure every single one of us here who has been doing Palestine work is well familiar with this accusation of anti-Semitism. And this is not only people not understanding the fight for free Palestine and not understanding the relationship between Zionism and Judaism, but it is also an attempt to delegitimize our movement. SDS is an organization that knows how to combat political repression in its many forms, which is why we are not afraid to keep getting out in the streets. We have demonstrated this time after time. For example, we freed the Tampa Five. We freed them through grassroots political organizing. And since this recent probation at the University of Minnesota, we have only just been more active. They want us to stop holding actions on campus, and they want us to stop being disruptive. But actually, we have gotten even more involved, and we have held an action almost every single week since then. Political repression will not stop us. And if anything, it gives us a drive to work even harder. And we will be out in the streets with all of you, and we will be out in the streets with the rest of the Free Palestine Coalition until Palestine is free from the river to the sea. And so I want to end with the classic SDS chant. When I say dare to struggle, you say dare to win. Dare to struggle. Dare to struggle. Dare to struggle. Thank you.